Hello and welcome to F1 2013. Or is it? If you well, you can probably see at the top of the screen it says 2014. This is actually a multitude of actual mods, but the main base one is F1 2014. And so, since I've just finished the Crashes series, I thought, oh, why not do a season challenge? Because some people have been asking for some form of career, and doing a full-length career is quite a commitment, a time commitment. So I thought a season challenge, because it doesn't take ages to do, and they're still quite fun. I enjoyed it very much on 2012, but I haven't done one yet on 2013. And you can probably see in the background the Williams. I'll get to that later. I was actually hoping that the Williams would pop up as the random car on display, but it did. Let's get to... I use hard because, well, on 2012, hard was not hard, it was easy. I'm being totally honest, and I'm not a good driver. It was ludicrously easy. And I don't know if it's going to be much different on this. I have got a mod that does alter the difficulty, but I don't know if it alters the season challenge difficulty, because that's preset at a different way. It's not the same as like career or anything. So I got a choice of Caterham or Marussia. I would rather go for Marussia. Caterham? I'd rather go for Marussia just for the sake of it being a lot different this year. Well, the livery's more different this year than Caterham's. They're both pretty much the same, to be honest. There's a bit more white featured on the Marussia, and there isn't a Caterham with the bits of white that I know that's available that I've seen. So, one thing else, I don't know exactly which mod it is, but I think it's the 2014 mod, has altered the calendar for the season challenge. So we start at Australia, and I believe it was Italy on the previous one. Don't quote me, but I believe it is, and I'll show you why later. You'll find out. So, it's got every new driver. For some reason, Perez is just sat there at the top. Don't ask me why. I honestly have no idea why they've put Perez at the top somehow on this list. Now, we want to progress. There's 10 races. If you haven't seen a season challenge, there's 10 races, and if you beat your rival in 2 races out of 3, you get their seat. So you choose anybody, and then if you beat them twice out of 3 races, you will take their seat. So it's possible to do, I think, is it like 5 changes in a season, I think. If I remember this correctly, it was a year ago since I last done one of these. And I think if you do it in the first 2, then you get to choose the next one for the 3rd and the 4th, instead of doing the 3rd, even though you've already beat them. So, it's a bit like career mode with these, but these are pretty pointless, the emails, other than the weather. Blah 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 blah. Yes, 10 races. Yeah, 10 races long. It is quite hard, although I think I did do it on my first attempt to win the championship, because you start at a rubbish team. I mean, I want to do it progressively. I don't want to go straight for like a Red Bull and try and get it. But I will also talk more about the Red Bull, because there's a few interesting things with this mod. So I shall select the rival. We do want progression, so ignoring Caterham. So I was thinking either Toro Rosso or maybe Sauber. I think Toro Rosso. So I'll go against. Prepare for an unpronunciation here. Daniel Kvyat. Yes. And he expects to beat me, because I'm in a Marussia and he's in a Toro Rosso, so he should beat me, to be honest. So we shall go to Australia for qualifying. It is the single lap. What's it called? It's like Super Bowl, but it isn't a Super Bowl. News clippings, same things as the emails, pretty much. Not very interesting. So, it'll be interesting, and I will go through some of the mods that I have. I've got 4 mods installed. 2 of them are just extra skins.
Qualifying here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix.
Qualifying at Monza. This is a very nice Monza. Thank you, David Croft. So that's the basis of my evidence that the calendar is being changed. Anyway, so it's the one-shot quali. I'm trying to look for it. Does it say anywhere here? No, it doesn't. I'm going to leave the setup as standard because I don't want to ruin it. And let's go for qualifying. I'm probably going to qualify last. I'm not too used to this yet. F12013 with the steering. I really dislike steering with the wheels on it. I just think they've messed it up completely. I don't think it's great. It could be better. Because like with R-Factor, you just plug in your wheel and it works perfectly. With this, you have to fiddle around a lot and it takes a lot of time. So we've already lost a heck of a lot of time and we're braking way too well. We broke late, so we've lost even more time. Now, if you would direct your eyes to the KERS battery, you will notice it's depleting very slowly, and this is because this mod has ERS. Yes, ERS. This is new for the 2014 season. It's like KERS, but more powerful, and you have it for longer. I think it's something like... I don't think it's 30 seconds. It could be 30 seconds, or... No, it could be 23. I have 23 in my mind for some reason. So you have it for 23 seconds a lap. That's a lot of lap. That's a hell of a lot of lap to be using KERS. So it's kind of pointless. I don't like the length of it these days, because before you could use it as just a boost to get you past someone, but now you're going to use it for most of the laps, so I just don't see the point. And the other main one, which I shall hopefully achieve as I pass the start finish, as I go wide, is the 8th gear. This mod has 8 gears, so 6, 7 and 8. It did go up 8, but it doesn't show it on the dial. Oh, I'm not last. Oh my gosh, that is great. So I've actually destroyed the Caterhams and the Marussia. That is good. Okay, I was expecting to be really bad because it was a bad lap. Now while we're here, you should look at the grid, and I shall explain a few more things. Notice the absence, until very low down, of a Red Bull. This mod has... It's not totally up to... Well, it's as up to date as you can get. After pre-season testing, it's quite clear that the Renault engine isn't as good. Obviously, we don't know completely if it isn't. It might be amazing, but it probably isn't after it's been recently. So Renault engined cars have been nerfed slightly, and that's why Red Bull are awfully low down. 12th for Sebastian Vettel. Oh dear. And what's that? It's Ricciardo in 15th. Thankfully for him, he's not been beaten by Verne. That would be disastrous, but still. They've been put very far down. And, well, it looks like Force India perhaps have gone up a bit, and so have Williams, and Lotus been nerfed a bit more. But yeah, that's the main things. I don't think there's any difference between the Mercedes and the Ferrari engines. I think they're pretty much stalemate. But in real life, I don't think they are. Apparently, the Mercedes engine is a bit better, but obviously we don't know until Melbourne. So, let's get to the race. I don't think there's anything more obvious to say other than, you know, you've got all the drivers in the right cars, and like Magnussen there. It's quite good. It's quite good. So, let's get to the race. This is a 5-lap race. This is what Season Challenge is. It's 5-lap races and there's only 10 races. So it's, you know, it's like a quick career mode, which I like the idea of. A career is very, you know, it takes a lot of time and you need to really put a lot of time aside to do one. So, it's a 5-lap race. That means no pit stops, so we shall be staying on the Super Softs all the way. And no chance of rain, so we are good to go. Now, the AI probably is still awful into turn 1. So I shall probably, hopefully, gain a load of positions there because they are awful at turn 1. They're just absolutely dreadful. And Hamilton is asleep at the wheel with his head lying on the side of the rests, I guess they are. I don't know. Anyway, there's my rival directly in front of me, which is... Oh no, it isn't. A bit more in front of me. I forgot. No, it's Kev... The Russian. Sorry, but... Oh dear, this start has not gone well. I thought they were awful at starts. Actually, it should be into the braking zone, which they are. I think I clipped Kobayashi there, but I was going to really suffer if I didn't. So that has been an awful start. It seems like the AI are just beasts at the start still, and awful into the braking zones. Now, this is a perfect time to talk about what other mods I have, because I described one of them, which is the base 2014 mod. Then there is also one that changes the tyres a little bit and changes the difficulty, as I almost hit Perez, or might have hit him. And then the other two that I have. One is a Williams Martini livery, as you can see in front of me. I thought, why not? I just saw this one and I thought it looks great, so... You know, it's more likely to be right than the testing livery. And the other one is a McLaren one, since the one that came with the mod is a bit inaccurate, and I cannot do that chicane to save my life. I couldn't do it normally, but it's just seemed to be worse since I've changed all these mods and everything. So that chicane is going to be a pain every lap. But we are in 13th. We are beating our rival, which is good. 30. I'm not too bothered about points right now. I'm in a Marussia, you know. And I don't like wheel spin like that. And that doesn't help because I have a really high saturation. I like having my car quite darty. And, well, when you have wheel spin and stupidly high saturation, it ends quite badly like it did there. I love that chicane so much. But the AI, I noticed before they took that so quickly. And I don't know if they've been nerfed slightly on that with this mod or something, because they were just beasts through that chicane. And I've noticed our rival was in 22nd and last when the time check thing popped up in the left. So we are doing well to take the Toro Rosso seat, which... I mean, probably isn't the best of things, but, oh well. It's progress. This is a pain as well, using ERS for practically the whole lap, because you just hold it down and just... Yeah, I'm just using it all the time. Even under braking, because it's just so long. You don't need it for this long. Oh. Have I done the chicane? I've done the chicane. That should be an achievement. It should be, because I just can't do it to save my life. So we're going to come up to lap 3 when DRS will be enabled. That may cause my poor Marussia to have some more issues. Although, are we closing on Bottas? Well, we might have been until that corner. But we may be passed soon, which is a bit of a worry. Because, yeah, Vern's got, well, he's got a bit of a run, but I don't think he'll get DRS now, will he? No. Although, thankfully, he has the Renault engines. Ha ha ha, and I've got a lovely Ferrari engine, so that should hopefully bode well. I'm pulling away from him here, look at that. Mustn't forget to brake, though. I braked actually slightly too early, probably. But I just can't get the car turned in like I want it to. I need to still fiddle some more with the steering settings, but it's just... it's so much trial and error. It's difficult to do it. And I shall also go over gear 8 again, because I only did it briefly. Oh dear, Vern has got a run on me, definitely. Can we get away? I think we've got away for now. Ooh, no. Okay, he did that badly, worse than I did somehow. Don't want to use the grass. It's a very silly thing. So, as you can see on the steering wheel, it does say gear 8. But on the hood to the right, it stays in 7 for some reason, so I presume that's a bug or something, but it changes on the steering wheel, that's all that matters, really. But yeah, it's certainly different with 8 gears. The acceleration feels better. I don't think it is, but because because you're hearing the engine, it just feels faster, you know. Oh, Ver's got DRS. This is not good. I've used up all of my airs. And I've got all of my airs back. This is... it's a bit daft. I don't know how it's going to pan out this year with airs. I just think it's removed the whole point of having KERS. So, other than the saving the planet and being all hybrid and yeah, hippies and meh. Why don't they just make the engines hybrids anyway? Just pure hybrids. I think that'd be better, wouldn't it? Like Le Mans do. Well, some of the Le Mans cars do. Never mind that. We've got a bit of a gap. We've got a huge gap in front of us. So, does this mean we're in the right position? I don't know. It's quite interesting, that, really. So 13th for the first race it looks to be, which isn't bad. It's probably better than I was expecting because of lack of practice on this game. And I did the chicane fairly quickly for me. Whoa-hey. This is going well. It's going better than I was expecting. So hopefully we'll be halfway there to stealing a Toro Rosso. Unless I go close to the gravel like that. I do not like the gravel. The gravel is deadly on these games, and so is that corner. It's like I turn in, and it's like, nope, and I just can't turn in enough. I can't put in enough lock. Not used up all my airs. Oh, what a shame. You just need to hold it down and forget about using it and just use it all the time. It's probably the best bet, that chicane. Phew. That was good there. Although Bottas is pulling away. I'm just going to blame the car. You know, that's fine, isn't it? I'm in Rossi. Don't like wheel spin. Regarding assists, that's probably quite important. As you can see, no racing line. That's just not fun using the racing line. It's like it's doing the driving for you. But I can probably I've played F1 games since like 2003. That was my first ever F1 game. So, well, actually, I did own F1 1998, I think, which is a year after I was born. So, I mean, obviously I didn't play it then, but that actually would have been my first F1 game, but I didn't play it seriously. I probably played it just to take people out and stuff, but never mind that. And you learn the tracks, and you don't forget them. You don't forget the braking points. You just learn them. You just learn the lines. So that's why I've never used a racing line on an F1 game. I can say that. You know, it's just something that you learn. I am using ABS because I've not tried not using ABS. I am using traction control on full because I don't want to die. No pit assist. And I think that's it. And we are 13th, which is a great start to the season. Look how happy he is. Look how... Oh, he is chuffed to bits, isn't he? And we have beat the rival, and we have beat the target by some way. Look how happy... Oh, he is riveted. So... Oh, Crofty.
His rival. Next race, he'll be looking for the same result.
Yes, I will. So Hamilton won that race, marginally from Raikkonen and Alonso, with a bit of a gap to Magnussen, and then Hülkenberg in 5th, Button in 6th, Rosberg right on his tail, and a fairly large gap to Grosjean and Maldonado, who were very close to each other, with Massa taking the final point in 10th. And then right at the back of the field, Bianchi, my teammate. Oh dear, what was going on with him? But there was a train. Can we not have like a pronunciation? Just the Russian must have been stuck in a train of Kobayashi and Ericsson, because that was a large gap to Perez, Sutil, Vettel and Gutierrez, with Vern slightly ahead of them and me just a bit further ahead. So that was a good race, I think. Hamilton obviously at the top of the standings after the first race. I think the more interesting part will be the team standings, which is there. Ferrari leading by 2 points, with McLaren in 3rd, Mercedes 2nd, Force India in 4th, and Lotus in 5th, with obviously Massa's final point in 6th. And then there's the rest with Red Bull on zilch, which is very interesting indeed. I think they have over-nerfed the Red Bull, and you can just see Chilton in the background after I stole his seat. Yeah, I think I need to change my helmet as well, because it's still the stock helmet, although it does suit the Russian flag of the Russian team. I'll probably change that though. So yeah, that race went better than I expected. Look at that. Yes, good race, proclaimed John Booth. That put me ahead in the rival challenge by a point. So that is good. And then next one is obviously Hamilton's win. So that is the first race done. We have a score of 1,963, whatever that means. Next race is Japan, where I shall fail massively because I hate Suzuka, especially with a wheel on this game, because the twists and turns, no, it does not work very well. So next race is Japan, so I shall see you in Japan.